Access to safe drinking water and sanitation is central to living life with dignity and upholding human rights. However, so often when standard water and sanitation and hygiene facilities are put in place, some of the most vulnerable community members, including persons with disability, chronically ill and older people, are usually not catered for. Many people living with disabilities in rural Uganda, as elsewhere in the developing world, spend most of their lives marginalized by society and deprived of their human dignity. Many find it difficult to walk long distances in search for water or use standard sanitation facilities. They face rough terrains, and those with visual impairments often have limited guidance to reach facilities to access water and sanitation services. In Uganda, WaterAid, in collaboration with Water Engineering and Development Center WEDEC, Leonard Sheshia Disability, and the Appropriate Technology Center ATC, is implementing an action research to examine the barriers faced by persons with disability, chronically ill and older people when attempting to use standard water and sanitation facilities. The Undoing Inequity, water, sanitation and hygiene programs that deliver for all is implemented in Katakwi and Amuri District local governments, northeastern Uganda. At community level, the project is implemented by Church of Uganda, Teso Diocese Development Agency and Wera Development Agency, both WaterAid Uganda local partner NGOs. Under this project, we have trained local NGOs and district local governments to conduct accessibility audits. We have carried out accessibility audits with people who use the facility to get their views and perspectives on refining design options. We have raised awareness about the barriers that disabled and older people face in relation to accessing and using water, sanitation and hygiene facilities to tackle the taboos surrounding disability and aging. We have also trained local community members and masons on how to use locally available materials to make their sanitation facilities accessible by all. The project staff have also held one-on-one dialogue, listening to individual stories in order to understand their challenges. After 2 years of project implementation, we are able to demonstrate that when local communities are informed about how to address barriers to accessing and using water, sanitation and hygiene services, they can develop affordable design options using locally available materials to drive their own change and priorities to make water and sanitation facilities accessible by all. Amoren Jessica, 70 years old, a resident of Omerimong village, Katsaki district, for the first time in her life is able to use a latrine. She is so happy that her dignity has been restored.
She actually appreciates the design that they came up together with the community. She says she no longer has to go and suffer with the dew in the bush, looking for a place to defecate. She now has an easy latrine to use.
With her newly constructed inclusive latrine, Jessica no longer has to live with the shame of defecating in the bush. Jessica is not the only person whose life has been transformed by the project. In Natapa village, Magoro sub-county, Kataki district, a Jule Job, 68, a blind older person, his brother constructed an accessible latrine with a raised sitting pan made out of local bricks after acquiring skills from the project staff. The latrine superstructure is small because of the desire to minimize on the amount of bricks used, thus more affordable to the family. Job locates the latrine using guiding stones on either sides of the edge of the pathway. He enters backwards as this is easiest for him. Joyce Apin, 13, has physical impairment of weak legs and walks with a stick. Her family has constructed a bathing facility which comprises a movable wooden stool to sit on.
Joyce is sitting on a low wooden stool about this high, and next to her she has a wash bowl like this, placed on, it's a stone slab about this high, so that she can easily reach it. She dips her hands into the water and then scoops the water over herself.
All family members use the bathing facility. When they're using it, they remove the stool and replace it afterwards. Pregnant women and older people who find it difficult to bend while bathing have also learned the skill of constructing raised basin platforms in washrooms in order to minimize the burden of bending. In Babol village, Margaret has constructed a bath shelter with enough space to allow entry with her wheelchair. Inside is also a raised platform for the basin and a seat. With this bath shelter, she can bathe any time of the day without fear. After 2 years of project implementation, we are able to demonstrate that when local communities are informed about how to address barriers to accessing and using water, sanitation and hygiene services, they can develop affordable design options using locally available materials to drive their own change and priorities to make water and sanitation facilities accessible by all. The project demonstrates that information is power. With the right accessible information and training, community members can use locally available materials and innovations to make their water, sanitation and hygiene programs fully inclusive. The project partners are using the evidence generated from the project to demonstrate to policy and decision makers at different levels that mainstreaming inclusive water, sanitation and hygiene within development is possible.
Tunga kere koto taila, papa de koto aila.